Hello viewers, today I'd like to take a look at the proof of Heron's formula which evaluates the area of a triangle given its side lengths. This is the formula. The area of a triangle is equal to the square root of s into s minus a times s minus b times s minus c, where s is the semi-perimeter. A, B and C are the individual side lengths of the triangle. So let's say this is the triangle ABC. Small a is the length of the side BC, which is opposite to angle A. Small b is the length of the side AC, which is opposite to angle B. And small c is the length of the side AB, which is opposite to angle C. So by definition, the semi-perimeter S would be half of the perimeter, right? The perimeter is A plus B plus C for this triangle. So half of that is half of A plus C, B plus C. That is the semi-perimeter S. So we need to prove this. For proving this formula, we are going to need to know two things. That the area of a triangle is half its base times its height, and we need to know the law of cosines. So I'll indicate these points as we go along this proof. So let's first draw the perpendicular from the vertex B to AC. The perpendicular. Let's call this point, say, D. Now, the area of triangle ABC can be expressed as half of, this is the perpendicular to this base, so half of B times BD, right? Area of triangle ABC can be written as half of the base, which is AC, and this is the perpendicular to that base, which is BD, so half of B times BD. Now let's look at this right angle triangle ABD. Okay. In right triangle ABD, sine A, right? Sine of this angle is going to be the ratio of the length of the side opposite to that angle, which is BD, to the hypotenuse. Of course, the hypotenuse is going to be opposite to the right angle, and that's going to be AB. So that's going to be sine A is going to be BD divided by AB. Or in other words, you could say BD is equal to AB, which is C times sine A. The C is the length of AB. So we plug this back here. We call this A. That's the area of the triangle ABC. We call it A. So A would be equal to half of B times BD, which is C sine A, or half BC times sine of this angle A. That's going to be the area of the triangle. Now let's square this expression. We would get A squared is equal to 1/4 of B squared times C squared times sine squared A. This is angle A. Let me note it as degree to differentiate this from this A, which is the area. This is the angle A. Now here, from this point, we need to use trigonometry. According to the fundamental principles of trigonometry, sin squared theta plus cos squared theta is equal to 1 for any angle theta. So we can rewrite this as 1/4 B squared times C squared times cos squared 1 minus cos squared A. Okay. Now, from this point, we will be using the law of cosines. In any triangle ABC, the law of cosines states that cos of angle A is given by this expression. That is, cosine of this angle A will be given by B squared plus C squared minus A squared, that divided by twice BC. Now we substitute this back here. So we would get A squared is equal to 1/4 of B squared times C squared times 1 minus B squared plus C squared minus A squared by 2BC. This we would have to square it up. This is cos A. What we have here is cos squared A. And then we close the bracket here. So here we go. We have A squared is equal to, we're going to take the LCM for the terms within the brackets. So that's going to be 2BC the whole squared, right? So we'll have 1/4 of B squared times C squared into 2BC the whole squared, which is the denominator here, 2BC the whole squared, minus B squared plus C squared minus A squared the whole squared, which is this term, the whole thing divided by 4 times B squared C squared, which is nothing but 2BC the whole squared. Now B squared C squared would get cancelled, right? So we'll have 1/4 squared into, now this is in the form P squared minus Q squared, which is P plus Q into P minus Q. So this can be rewritten as 2BC plus P squared plus C squared minus A squared into 2BC minus this term, which is minus B squared minus C squared minus of minus A squared, that would be plus A squared. Okay, so this would be equal to, again, 1/4 squared times, now this term is B plus C the whole squared, right? Minus A squared into, now this is plus A squared minus, if we take the minus outside, we'd have B squared minus 2BC plus C squared, which is B minus C the whole squared, right? Now this is again in the form P squared minus Q squared, as is this expression. So we could rewrite this again as 1/4 squared times P plus Q, which is B plus C plus A, into B plus C minus A, right, times A plus B minus C times A minus B minus of minus C, which is A minus B plus C. Right? Now, we could write this 4 squared, which is 16, we could distribute this as 2 into 2 into 2 into 2. That's the same as 4 squared, right? In the denominator. Now this, if you look at it carefully, this is the perimeter, so this is half of the perimeter, so this is just S, right? If we looked at this term, plus B plus C, because S is A plus B plus C divided by 2. So twice S is A plus B plus C, right? So B plus C would be twice S minus A. So this is twice S minus A, that is B plus C minus A. Similarly, we could prove that this is twice S minus C, that is A plus B minus C, and we could prove this expression as twice S minus B minus B, because A plus C is going to be twice S minus B, and there is one more minus B here, right? this is S, and then we have divided by 2 here, divided by 2 here, and divided by 2 here. Because A plus C, B plus C divided by 2 is S, therefore this 2 is already part of S. Okay, so we have, this is S into, this is 2 twice S minus A. 2S minus 2A divided by 2 is going to be S minus A into, this is 2S minus 2B divided by 2 is going to be S minus B, right? Into 2S minus 2C divided by 2 is going to be S minus C. Now if we remember, this is the square of the area of this triangle, right? Therefore, the area of the triangle would be simply the square root of S into S minus A into S minus B into S minus C, where S is the semi-perimeter of the given triangle, that is A plus B plus C divided by 2. A, B and C are the individual side lengths. And thus we prove this beautiful Heron's formula. Hope you like this video, which helps us understand things from a fundamental perspective. Please log in to our channel to take a preview at our previous videos, and also look forward to other interesting videos in the near future. Thanks for watching.